The weekend has been quite busy. First, we had the funeral of the father of Ablajifa Gomashi Mamaga, the Honorable Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture, and also MP for Ketu South. Grandpa W. Doche has been laid to rest. And on behalf of the family, I have been advised to thank all of you who made time to come and mourn with them. And then we also had a night of reflections, or an evening of reflections and memorial for the departed 8 in that helicopter flight that never accomplished its mission. And then yesterday, Alhaji Dr. Comrade Murtala Mohammed, a good friend, and Alhaji Lumuna were laid to rest. We are not done yet. On Friday, we shall have the remainder of the 6, that is the 6, the remainder. We shall congregate at the Black Star Square and honor them as the president has directed us as a nation to do. What that tells me is that beyond the political divides that people have entrenched this country into, whether it be NDC or MPP, we have found a reason to come to the center and be together. We have found a way to light a candle that will take us through this darkness that has befallen us. We have found a way to unite our hearts and to weave a wreath of songs, thoughts, words, and more songs in honor of our fallen heroes. And while we do all of this, my good godfather, the late Right Reverend Daniel Alote, will also be buried shortly. So for me, I've been hit on almost every side, but we soldier on. One of the things that an 82-year-old grandma told me when I went to the funeral of the father of Ablajifa Gomashi, Honorable, was that you speak the minds of many people. These were her words. You speak the minds of many people, and you echo the voice of society. Keep it up and don't stop. So you don't have to insult people or denigrate people to be able to stay relevant. Speak your truth quietly and clearly, as Max Ehrmann said in his Desiderata, the 1927 prose poem, because even the dull and the ignorant, they too, they have their story. Now, having said that, last week, I had reason to point out to my big brothers, Mr. Kofi Apalu, and my co-chief, my big brother, Bernard Mona. I had reason to point out to them that in this time of grief and pain, some statements that they had made were not right, and that they ought to have bowed their head down in shame. Well, both gentlemen have come to apologize. Mr. Kofi Apalu apologized first, and then I saw a video of my good brother Bernard Mona apologizing subsequently. So we accept the apology, except to say that if you say that you are apologizing unreservedly and go ahead to explain the apology, then there's a problem. Because you cannot call somebody a novice without having first checked the background of the people, because you are asking for professionalism. The professionalism that we practice here is that we know that the gentleman has flown more than 11 years. He's a squadron leader, I repeat. More than 11 years. And 11 years of constant flight is not what is to be termed as a novice. And if my literature is right, the remnants of my literature is right, there's something called topic sentence. And that topic sentence encapsulated or involves a novice, the word novice. So if you apologize, we take the apology unreservedly. But to finish and to explain the apology, mbano. So we accept the apology. And we think that that is a thing of honor to do. That when your attention is drawn to something, you will apologize, and that is what you have done. So we appreciate you and we salute you. I still have you in my heart as my brothers. Yes, I do. And I'm sure that many Ghanaians will still hold you up there. Things happen. But if you are bold enough to step up to say, I'm sorry, it works. Now, having said that, I saw something from the office of the president. Seth, the letter from the office of the president. In fact, before you play that, Comrade Murtala while he was alive, may he rest in peace. I hate to call him the late. He said something about integrity and corruption. Listen to the video and watch as well, please.
If you are an MP, wallahi, and you take a dime on that constituency and chop it, on the day of judgment you will account to the people.
The best in the morning.
You will. And that is one thing many politicians are not aware of. If you take a dime that belongs to the state or the constituency, on the day of judgment, you will account to every single individual who lives in that country or who lives in that constituency. Will you be able to justify this in the sight of Allah? Will you be able to do that? The challenges confronting us in this country is corruption. The challenges. I'm not a saint,
Sunrise
but at least you do your possible best to avoid it. I don't have money. What I have, what I get is my salary. And wallahi, not a dime of Tamale Central has ever touched my tongue or bought a book for my son or my daughter. Because I know that I will account for it. And our society today, if you don't have money, you have no value in our society. The moment you are given appointment, your family thinks that their lives have changed. The moment you have a small opportunity, people think that you must provide. If you don't have, they disrespect you. And that has pushed several politicians to engage in corruption. That pushes people. And I am particularly worried. I am worried for myself as a Muslim. And I'm worried because which have I spent that I didn't need to spend? Which have I spent inadvertently or unknowingly that I shall account for it? That should be a profound worry. That should be a worry to everybody. But we don't seem to care. They don't respect you. Even your colleagues won't value you because they think that you don't have the money they have in this country. There are politicians who could not even rent a room. And then they are busy putting up skyscrapers. Haven't they been told about the death of other politicians? Haven't they been told that there are politicians who had it all and they are no more? That is something that is profound heavy on me. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to play saint. Wallahi, Allah will bear me witness. Whatever I say genuinely. How would you be a leader? President Rawlings had unlimited power. He's gone. President Kufuor came, had power. He's gone. President Mills came, unfortunately by Allah's will, he's gone. President Mahama came, he's gone. Dr. Baumia came, he's going in 2024. Everybody will go.
Everybody will go. And that is why I want to specially tell this government that the question of accountability must not be compromised in any way for anybody. As Boko Banku will say, no super in the nation, a bomboclat mofemo. Everybody who has a question to answer must be made to answer the question. And let the government not for. Look, thanks to Johnny's bite, we have opened the eyes of the people to know that this scare and threat of you will lose power if you do this, you lose power if you do that is what has brought us on this reverse gear at top speed. That you will, if you do this, you will lose power. If you do this, you lose power. You are one of the people who will make people lose power. Balderdash, baloney. It's a question of accountability. And this government must not lose sight of the fact that the people of the Republic of Ghana voted for them because they wanted them to answer and question people on accountability. The question of accountability was missing in the previous government. The question of accountability was missing in the previous government. Accountability was a scarce commodity in the previous government. Corruption, which was the center of the campaign for the previous government before they got into government, you hardly heard of corruption being mentioned and how to tackle corruption in the previous government. That's why the people of the country got angry. One of the reasons, beyond the economy, and voted them out. So it behoves on this government not to cave into unnecessary pressure and emotional blackmail in their quest to make people account for every dime that belongs to the people. Every dime, every peso that belongs to the people. They must not cave in. Don't be afraid. If you do what is right, the masses will be with you. If you do what is right, the people will be with you. If you do what is right, the people will pray with you. If you do what is right, the spirit of the nation will be with you. But if you cave in, you will be on your own. The king will be naked. You will become a laughing stock at the end of the day. If for nothing at all, listen to what Comrade Murtala Mohammed said. He said, you will account for it. He was so strict in his Islamic values and principles and practice and all of that. So he believed so much that one day he was going to account for every single thing. Which was the reason he stuck to his guns. I had the opportunity and privilege to be close to him. And when you listen to him and you watch his lifestyle and you look at him, you know that yes, he's not a saint. Yes. But he knew. And he would always admonish you. And the politicians on Saturday, they were all talking about it. On Sunday, they repeated saying, the new MPs, he said, look, don't be corrupt, don't cut corners, don't do any deals, don't wait for your time. Patient men eat ripe fruits. I remember my father said that to me. If you are patient, you will eat ripe fruits. So this morning I came to tell the government, beyond wanting to vet prophecies and all of that, do not let the accountability cane be taken away from you because you want to win power. The elections are in 2028. You have 2025, 2026, 2027, even 2028. Govern. It is not about the next election. Govern. Let us ask the accountability question. Let us bring people to the center. And see all those people who gave you unnecessary pressure in the past. Some of them are running to say, oh, we are ready to return some of what we took or what we took. That is what plea bargain means. Or since I lie. They say, oh, you have been fingered for taking so much. Say, oh, plea bargain, I want to bring back the money I took. And here you were, getting unnecessary BP over what somebody had acquired and what somebody was flashing around, not knowing it's stolen money. And here you were, giving yourself unnecessary pressure and looking at yourself and saying that, I went to school with this gentleman, this lady. How come they have more and I don't have? Where did they pass? Who is their God? Which God do they worship? Here you were giving yourself unnecessary pressure. I said, don't let anybody give you unnecessary pressure. Be content. Be content. You see the names that are coming up. And the Attorney General keeps telling us who is coming in to do plea bargain. Plea bargain simply means that they want to come and beg. That, oh, I took two loaves of bread. Please, I've eaten half. This is 1.5. Take it, then the rest you can punish me small.